This is Zola's Cafe, located in the heart of Auburn, Washington. It's a small cafe with a nice scene. The owner, Matt, purchased it in February of 2020, right before the pandemic hit. He reached out to us in order to grow his business and get his life back on track. We're here to help him with consistency, improving the menu, and making things more customer-facing. Welcome to the ReBrand. Do my clap. Okay, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Spaghetti and Marshmallow's YouTube channel. This channel is based off of... That's what we cut.
Based off of what? What are you going to say?
Or Spaghetti Meatballs branding company.
Spaghetti and Marshmallow.
Oh.
Okay.
We'll work on the name.
Okay. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Spaghetti and Marshmallow. My name is Paul.
I'm Jessie.
And I'm Marcel. Pleasure to meet
Am I the
everyone
marshmallow?
today.
You pointed at me.
Oh, yeah.
This is my girl Marshmallow.
This is my Marshmallow. Today we're at Zola's Cafe in Auburn, Washington. And this is a series that we started called the ReBrand. And basically what we're doing here is coming into Zola's and doing a semi-rebrand, not a full rebrand because obviously COVID. Marcel is my classmate. Jesse is my business partner. He's here as our guest marketer today. Say hello.
Hello.
Follow him on the socials. I will put it here. Do the pop sound.
We'd like to point out too, we all tested negative on COVID, so I mean, hence our face mask is removed. We're still being safe and practicing social distancing.
We are very safe. Put that in there, Jason. Jason, say hi to him. Come around here and say hi.
I have a mask on.
He has a mask on. What up? Get the heck out. Okay, so what is Zola's?
All right, well, here in Auburn, Zola's Cafe was known for its vegan foods as well as its coffee. And Matthew started this back in February when he purchased it. And he's been continuing to provide those same options for his clientele. And he's been holding on to it. He's been reinventing the type of dishes, but now we want to
kind of expand a little bit more. Because when he bought the place, he bought it back in February, and
Right.
he basically inherited the menu from previous owners. And so it wasn't necessarily what he wanted to do, but he was worried about changing the menu, worried about losing those clients, because that's what they were used to.
We did a consultation, a huge consultation with our class, and we gave him just so much information, and I don't even think he could have processed that in a week. It was a lot of research, and just a lot of it was repetitive, I think.
Yep.
Right?
Let's rewind a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, so why are we here in the first place?
We're here to help him really get new customers in. So we came in and did a discovery session, right?
Right.
Found out a little bit about him. What really stood out to me was who is his clientele, right? Who are the customers? Who are the people coming in here, right? And what are they buying? Zola's is what? What is Zola's?
Vegan-friendly cafe that serves coffee.
It always comes down mostly like to the customer, and then what is the customer buying, and who is the customer, right? What is the percentage of customers that are vegan, and what are the percent of the customers that are the rest, right? And he
Right.
said 70-30, right? And Jesse is really into vegan food. She gave me some insight.
Yeah, like this is the only place from here to like Tacoma, basically, which is about 20 miles away. Tacoma is the only other place with a vegan restaurant in this area. I felt like
It's kind of one of those places that you come to.
you kind of have to come here if you're vegan or if you're interested in vegan food, because
Right.
there's not a lot else around. So we figured that customer base is pretty set.
Right.
Just because
That's 30%, right?
there's not a lot else that you can really do.
This is kind of how I thought about it. If you think about a $10 bill, 30% would be $3. So the vegan customers are spending $3 versus the other customers that are spending $7. And our goal is to get new customers, right? If the vegan population, the vegan consumer base is already coming here, and they would come here regardless, I feel like we should really double down on the other 70%.
Right, which kind of goes into like some of the challenges. When you inherit the restaurant in February, you have COVID hitting, you're losing a lot of customer base because you want to find a new way to actually serve them while also being safe. So some of these like the challenges that we've been like trying to overcome is, first of all, trying to be COVID safe, keep customers happy, and also provide an experience that they can do together. And also the cold. The cold's another like challenge that we're actually facing here at the cafe. So it kind of brings over to like wrapping it over towards Matthew and his background is providing a new product that is actually going to be close to his heart and his passion when he went to New York City to pursue culinary at a French school.
Yeah, he's done a lot of work with like Asian cuisine also. He went to Mexico and he was that another Asian cuisine restaurant? Yeah, and then he came back up and was presented with the opportunity to purchase Zola's, and he did that, and now he's being limited to the current menu. He's not able to express himself and kind of develop the passion that he once had. So we wanted to instill that, because if somebody has passion for what they're doing, if they truly believe in what they're creating, then that is reflected in the like final product.
When I first met him, even over the Zoom call, he looked really stressed.
He was
looked really stressed out. Even like when we came here, he looked really stressed out. So to help him relax and really maybe kind of think back to his glory days of cooking, I think I kind of saw a smile, right? You kind of saw like a change from like this frustrated business owner to like this really passionate chef.
He was excited to create new items.
More about his story later for sure.
If you guys stay tuned for the series, we're going to take you through the journey of what it's like to go from taking a business from what the brand is to rebranding it into the similar business, keeping the same customer base, but also making it new, fresh, and exciting. The real goal of that is to attract new business, right?
Yep.
Which takes us over to our product launch. Matthews has something really exciting laid out for us. He's actually going to reintroduce a new set of items, which is going to be a fusion that he's invented, and it's going to be provided through a new experience. But this experience, we kind of narrowed it down after brainstorming. We decided that we're going to do a date night, and it's going to be a dine-in experience within your car. Then we're going to be able to provide tickets, and it's going to be a set course meal.
So the nice thing about selling tickets ahead of time, you know exactly how many people you're going to serve, and we're going to have time slots so that it's not overwhelming for the staff here. So Matthew will be able to cook a set amount of dishes and then hand them out to people in the parking lot.
So it'll still be technically
COVID
to-go
safe.
orders.
Yeah,
They'll be to-go orders.
Curbside. Because he's offering that. They also have a patio, but again, with weather, it's especially rainy. It's covered, but it's also cold.
As a business owner, there's so many things going on in your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Coming up with like these ideas on top of all the daily operations, trying to figure out how you're going to make it to the next day. Coming up with these new ideas it might be a little difficult, and that's why we came in. I saw a person that really was in need of help. A lot of businesses right now are suffering because we're shut down. Restaurants are
especially
limited to takeout only. Right. So we really, as marketers, we had to get creative. Think of different ideas, things that would be replicatable. Things he could repeat.
Yeah, there you go.
Things he could repeat without us when we're not here, right? And I think date night's pretty simple.
I agree, and I think it hits on what like customers really need, which is to get out of the house and experience something new. So my husband and I actually do a lot of, not a lot, but like car date nights where we just go out and get like hot cider and go to a park and just sit and talk, and it's a good experience.
That's another thing, like the parking lot in the back, there's really not much to see.
On.
So we're gonna have to like decorate it and make it really nice and
kind
of interesting. So that way they sit there for the hour that they're there.
Yep.
The other idea, right? Let's get into the next idea.
Yeah. So we came up with the dine tasting. So basically having like small plates, samples of each of the new menu items, and having people take those. They can eat them in their car, they can take them to a park or whatever and do like a picnic type thing, and then they can also, so Matt hasn't previously been offering beer or wine, but he recently got his license and that is available, so they can come back and they can potentially get beer and wine on the patio. Again, socially distanced. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's it's gonna be interesting to record this whole journey from what Zola's was to the end product, right? And hopefully you guys will learn something from this. I think that's my ultimate goal for creating this series, is so you guys can learn and see what it's like to run a branding agency, because it's more than just logos and cool photos and cool videos and cool designs.
And websites.
Websites. Those are
engine.
all just kind of like, those are all kind of like graphics, and like they're nice, but if you don't have a story, if you don't have a good brand, which, if you don't know what the difference between a brand and the logo is, maybe you should, look up some videos or Google, or Seth Godin's a big one. But essentially, a brand is what people say you are, not really what you say you are, right? It's not the graphics. It's a brand is beyond that. And Zola's brand for the longest time was the vegan, right? People were saying, this is the vegan shop. This is where you go to get vegan food. Unfortunately, his business says only 30% of that is what it is, right? He's only selling to 30% of it. It's like, so we have to take it and turn it around. Instead of saying this is the vegan shop, we're going to say, oh, this is Matthew's Cafe, right? Under the name Zola's.
They got great food,
They
good
have
coffee.
great food, good coffee.
Yeah.
He has a great story. He has a great personality. He has experience.
So essentially what you're saying is his current brand that everyone has put a face on him is a vegan restaurant that serves coffee. I just want to confirm that Matthew wants to make his own brand, but what is his brand exactly going to be next?
It's going to be Matthew. The brand is going to be Matthew. People are going to want to come here because of Matthew, not necessarily because of the vegan. The vegan part is just extra. But the brand, the shop, the cafe, it's going to be Matthew's. Because it's just 30% to me. Would you sell to the 30% or would you sell to the 70?
70.
The 70.
Yeah.
The vegans here, essentially, it's their only location to go to between Seattle and Tacoma. So even though we're going to be introducing a new item, we're going to make it a very exciting item that is for new customers, such as myself, but still make it enticing.
Yeah, and I think part of Matthew's backstory was that he was trained by the French Institute in New York, and that he has all of this experience with different kinds of foods that aren't necessarily introduced here yet. But he has a lot of unique foods already, like the habanero donuts.
Really?
Yeah.
They're
good. They're good. They're not spicy.
Apparently she's one of those vegan regulars, guys. She's not vegan,
but no, I eat meat.
Say it proudly, Jesse. Say it proudly.
I get my protein.
We love you vegans, okay? We love you guys.
But no, I think just having unique cuisine is going to be different for Auburn in general.
After talking to Matthew and really getting to know him in that short time, he is unique. And he has an interesting story.
Absolutely.
And people will buy the story, really. A great example of a brand that didn't have a brand before is United Airlines. United Airlines used to be a commodity. It's just a place you go for a plane ticket, and it'll take you from point A to point B, right?
Right.
But when they kicked out the doctor, and that video went viral, they became known as the airline company that kicks people off their plane.
That's true.
That became the brand for a while.
Yes.
And people boycotted that airline.
There were so many things was that last year or 2 years ago?
I don't know, but I'm still talking about it.
4 different crazy things that United did.
Yeah, it could have been 10 years ago, and I'm still telling people, hey, remember United Airlines?
United.
We're probably going to be famous for that, right?
Way too late.
Yeah, United.
That was
going to call it taking years. Stop talking about that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. That's such a great example of what a brand is. So we're going to cut it there. We're going to go and record Matthew's new dishes.
Yeah,
We're gonna go
and
film
us
it.
tasting them.
Yeah, we're going to taste them.
I'm so excited.
We'll come back so you guys can watch us taste the awesome food. And if you guys want to come in and taste it, make sure to stay tuned and buy your ticket for the date night.
It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Jesse's not a vegan, guys. She's excuse me.
Cut that out.
Eat meat.
Cut that out. No, it's funny. He was telling us about the vegan mac and cheese.